Everyone, I've got something I've been meaning to get off my chest. You see, I'm a huge advocate in golf club fitting. I'm a huge advocate in getting the right golf clubs in your specs to help your game. But it's not perfect, is it? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, I'd like to warmly welcome you all to the channel. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel if you're not new to the channel, but guys, if you are new to the channel, just hit that subscribe button below and you won't miss any of the great videos I bring to you guys every single day. In today's video, we're not singling out any brand whatsoever. We've got loads of different fitting centres here at Huddersfield Golf Club. And for me, this is a video that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. You see, like I said in the introduction, I love golf club fitting. In every video, I always say, make sure you go and get fitted for your golf clubs. Make sure you go and try your golf clubs, get the right shaft, get the right lie angle, get the right everything so you can play your best possible golf. But I don't know about you, but when I've been to like quite a lot, well, all of my club fittings, I've left feeling a bit... Let me explain. You see guys, you might quickly see where I'm kind of going with this. And again, I'm not singling out any brand. We're going to start with Ping, we're going to work round. So I've come for a club fitting. This is at our golf club, this is where I work. We have a fitting kit, which is the best fitting kit that Ping will send out. I need to stop leaning on them. This is one of the best fitting kits that Ping will send out, and all the manufacturers are pretty much the same. But then when you do go to the manufacturer's HQ, you go to Ping, Callaway, Titleist, TaylorMade, Mizuno, very, very similar in the, right, I want to try an i500. I love the look of the i500. I think it looks great. It's a hollow body construction. It's got a fairly strong loft and it should be quite forgiving, yet it still looks like a player's iron, still looks really good and looks nice in the bag. Now shaft-wise, we've got loads of shafts to choose from, not a problem. I want a low spin shaft, I want a mid-flight shaft, I want a fairly standard shaft. I'll go with the Dynamic Gold 120 S300, so I'll pop that on there. If I want a different lie angle with the Ping, I know exactly what lie angle I want, so I know that I would choose a different coloured head, and we've got all those somewhere in here, in there, the behind there. So I'm going to pop this on, fit it in, and then I'm going to pass this over and hit a few with it. So I've got the 7-iron in the club head of my choice, in the shaft of my choice, or in my fitter's choice. So now I'm pretty much good to go to hit a few. That felt good, it sounded good. It's a long way, it's 176 yards, which for me, for a 7-iron, we know is a long way. It spun a little bit low, but just look how straight that shot's gone. Not gonna lie, that has no relevancy to this video whatsoever, but it's very rare that I do hit shots that straight. So now I'm thinking, yeah, I'm getting on with the 7-iron. I'd quite like to see the pitching wedge, to be honest, because I don't want the pitching wedge to look too big, but then I'd like to see the 4-iron as well, because I don't want that to look too small and me get a little bit scared of it. I'll keep it in 7-irons for now. I'm fairly happy with the shaft. If the fitter wasn't sure on the shaft, I'm sure we'd change that for the better. Again, not bad, wasn't a great strike, pretty straight again. So I know that the lie angle's there or thereabouts. I'm happy with the club head, it was forgiving enough. This is like the quickest, this isn't how you do a club fitting, but I'm just going through it quickly for you. Like I said, I'd love to try different irons, but I can't. And when you go to the manufacturers, most of the time, the one place where you could was Mizuno, but that was if you do the tour experience, the tour fitting experience, and they'll fit them for you, then you go and hit them afterwards. So the clubs have already been built for you. It takes some kind of guy to go, actually, no, we're going to start again because I'm not happy with those. Like, I can't imagine anyone's ever done that. Whereas when I want to get fitted for a set of irons, and guys, comment below if you know anywhere that does this. In fact, comment below, what was your best club fitting experience ever? Because this is almost, I'm hoping, could be a bit of constructive criticism for club fittings, but for me, let's move on brands, because I don't want you to think that we're just picking on Ping. So I'm going to leave this nice and this way. I'm going to leave this nice and tidy because the guys here they did do a lot of club fittings before COVID. I'm sure they will do more club fittings when we reopen. Put that back in there. And let's talk other brands in general. So even such as demo irons, you see here 7-iron, 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 7-iron. And it's very, very... It's strange, we've got all the shafts here, hello, and then we come over to the Titleist fitting We've got 7 iron, 7 iron, 7 iron, 7 iron, 7. You kind of get the drift, and this was the one I did the shaft comparison with. Again, loads of shaft. We've got shafts for days, but then I just, yeah, like what if I want to try the 4 iron in that, because that's quite a kind of big deal really. We go over to the Mizuno fitting cart. Again, awesome fitting cart, one of the best you can get. You even get a ruler. Yeah, a ruler anyway. Loads of different shaft options, loads of different shaft lengths. We come down here and you can see that you can get different lie angles for different colours and things like that. You get my drift. Let's go with a 7 iron Mizuno. Oh, they're nice. I've got them. So I'm going to fit those up, and I'm going to go in a spec that's just totally wrong for me. So we're going to go longer shaft, and I might go extra stiff as well. Project X 6.5. Is there a 7? Ooh, plus ½ an inch. Project X 6.5 plus an inch. That's totally not in my specs, but it doesn't matter for the sake of this video. We'll have a bit of a laugh. I'll get this in here and we'll have a go. And I think it's almost like, you know, I relate things to cars, don't you? I did that rubbish video the other day when I bought that cheap car. And if you relate it to going and test driving a car, so if I went to a BMW dealer, a Mercedes dealer, a Porsche dealer, or Audi dealer, even a kind of Peugeot, Citroen, Ford dealer, and I said, look, I want that car with that engine. I want the Ford Focus RS, or I want the BMW 140i, I want the fast one. And then they say, I'm going to move this now. It does have wheels on it, this, which is quite handy. And then they say, yes, sir, that's a great car for you, sir. It's a wonderful car. It's one of our best-selling cars. You will love it. And you go, oh, brilliant. Can I test one? It's kind of a lot of money. So do you mind if I just, you know, like take one out just to try before I spend all that money on it? And they go, yeah, I've got the 1.6 diesel engine. If you want to take that out, it'll be the same as that, just better. And you're like, what? Like, that for me is where industries could kind of combine a bit and go, well, actually, people are spending a lot of money. And I know that I wouldn't class fitting products as waste, because obviously it's not really marketing, but it's more, I don't feel like the brands are going to get the amount of club sales they get without investing heavily in fitting and things like that. And I haven't spoke to any of the brands about this, but I'm sure that is the case. So maybe if you said, right, how about 9 iron, 7 iron, 5 iron, or pitching wedge 7, still have the 7 iron in there because it is kind of the middle. Look at the fingerprints on that already. Because it is kind of the middle one, isn't it? So most people do want to try that, but I still want to see the pitching wedge, and I want to see the 5 or 4 iron. I probably want to see the pitching wedge more than the 4 iron, because it's a club that I'm going to hit hopefully more than the 4 iron. Right, let's have a go with that. This feels, well, actually, is this just going to go further now? Well, I think that good. 6.5. Oh. And you see, a lot of it for me can boil down to, yes, you have to have the fitting things available. I think the manufacturers do amazingly well to get the lie angles correct, to get the shaft options correct, to send all those things out. It must cost a lot of money. But then the people who are buying the club spend a lot of money on the club, so they have to be right. And I've definitely done it in the past where I've got fitted, I'll not mention any brands, I got fitted into a full set of blades. And it's not recent, it's before I even started YouTube. And the fitter was like, well, I'll tell you what, you've hit that 7 iron incredibly well. And based on your ball striking there, I don't think you'll have a problem going pitching wedge to 4 iron throughout. And then I stood on a par 3 tee at 195 yards, tried to hit the 5 iron, and, well, yeah, it didn't go amazingly well. So this isn't a rant, this hopefully is for a little bit of constructive criticism potential. I don't know how the brands would improve this without obviously ploughing more money into sending out more shaft lengths and heads and things like that. Imagine if you had just one adjustable club that could be, I think we're talking a bit too far in the future there, but for me that is a big flaw with club fitting. Then you can throw in that people's inconsistencies, and that if I swing a little bit faster one day, I'm going to get fitted into probably a stiffer shaft, and then I have to swing at that speed all the time out on the golf course to get the true benefit of that club. I've been there, definitely. So, is club fitting that important? I guess in a long-winded way, I still think it is. I think it is because you can try, obviously you try a lot more than if you don't go and get fitted, and you can discount some club heads. I know a lot of people who would go for club fittings, they'd try the bladed 7-iron, and sometimes they'd hit them like that and they'd end up putting them in the bag, and that'd be ridiculous. But sometimes they'd hit them not quite so well, and it would kind of quash that feeling of, oh, I really want to get some blades in the bag. I really feel like I should have Mizuno MP20s in the bag, or TaylorMade MBs in the bag, or Titleist MBs in the bag, or Ping blueprints in the bag. Not many people should. Tell you what, we've had some good numbers today with this chat. So that's the other thing. This is the total wrong club for me. It's too stiff, it's too long. The head's there or thereabouts. I probably wouldn't use a bladed, I will use a bladed head again. But look at that, 172, spinning at 6.5 and bang on line. Like, if this was a fitting now, you'd be like, actually, I mean, you're 5'9" and a bit, so you probably wouldn't go the extra inch in the shaft. But again, I've absolutely nailed that. 168, spinning at 6,000, it's on the line. I guess I'm just adapting, aren't I? Maybe I'm improving. Maybe not. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed that video. I hope you can kind of relate to it a little bit. Hopefully club manufacturers will start to do a little bit more in the club fitting. I think it's something which has come on leaps and bounds. It probably will come on leaps and bounds again. I don't mean so much as for the clubs. I mean more when you go to the fitting centres. I guess I should probably have included that in the start. I think I did. But I feel like if you go to an actual manufacturer, not only should you be able to try maybe 3 irons, but really you want to try all of them with your shaft, with your lie angle. And I know it'd be a huge expense for the manufacturers, but I think if one manufacturer went out there and did it, then you'd be surprised how many people would go for it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave us a like, comment below what's the best fitting experience you've ever had. And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.